Alright, it's been a little while since I've done a layout update. In my last layout update I had mentioned some things, projects that were going to be in the next layout update, and it took me a bit longer to get them done. In fact, a couple of them aren't really done, and some I sort of just finished today. So we'll go take a look at them as they are today. First one is way over here in the town of Wilson. Up here on the second level we have the GE plant, which is finished. This structure took me quite a while, mainly due to its size. I need a large workspace on my bench to work at, and I couldn't get it unless I had no computers in the shop to work on. A lot of times when I'm working on a computer I can put the scan in, I got a little spot where I can work on buildings, but this took up a whole spot where two computers would be to work on. So it's essentially two kits. It's a City Classics warehouse. It's supposed to be a 3D. I made it into a 2D. I also bought the upper add-ons where you can add 2 floors to it. And I love the GE sign here. So this is the GE plant, and you'll notice that some of the windows are lit a little lighter, and some are a little darker, and some are completely dark. This is kind of how I remember the GE plant that my mother worked in back in the 70s, showing my age here. Okay, so we'll go and take a look at how the GE plant was put together real quick. Alrighty, now we're going to move on to the next project. This one took probably the longest, and it's down here in the town of Stillwater. And this is Cornerstone's Merchant Row 1. Now, like a lot of my projects, I start out with what seems to be a simple plan, and it goes a little nuts. And as you can see, it's got lights that go on and off like some of the others. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to shut the system down and restart it so you'll see all the lights on at once. Yeah. That Arduino just couldn't wait to turn off a light. So let's take a closer look at it. First we're going to look at the corner store. This is Biker Bob's motorcycle repair shop. Biker Bob was a real friend of mine. He did pass away recently, and he actually had a building just like this down here in the town of Dunkirk. It was painted black and silver just like this one is. So this is a remembrance to my buddy Biker Bob. And we'll take a quick look inside the shop here best we can. Okay, it's kind of hard to see in there, but if we do a little looking around, there's people at the counter talking to Biker Bob, and you can see in the very back there's a motorcycle being worked on. See it? And we'll move around to the side of his building. Okay, we'll kind of focus on the apartment above. It's real hard to see with this camera phone. But there's a guy sitting on the toilet in the bathroom. There's also a bunch of people in the upper apartment here. You can see a lady standing there. You can almost see a bunch of people in the second window on the couch. Let's look around the front of the apartment. See if we get a better view here. Okay, it's kind of hard to see with darn sign in the way. One pane is broken. Next we have a widget store selling all kinds of widgets. And we'll look at its apartment. You'll notice the top of the windows are frosted here. Or have shades on them, I'm sorry. There's 3 people sitting at a table, it's hard to see. And one standing. And we'll move down to my favorite. This is the Model Railroad Hobby Shop. Imagine that. We'll kind of do a side-to-side look here. Lots of trains on the shelves. Both sides. A couple people shopping in there. Just hoping to get the apartment to come back on. We'll go back to it here in a second. Okay, I guess we'll come back to this apartment. I did frost these windows, and I'll show you when we go over how we built it. When I frost them, I simply put Scotch tape backwards over the windows. Make sure you put your fingerprints in because they'll show. Then the window will look frosted. A good example is this next shop. If you look at the top windows here, they're frosted. You can't see through them. And then there's a bit of a store. I should have left the stickers off that window because it cuts down on a lot of the things that we can see in there. But if we get real close, we can see there's people in there shopping. There's all kinds of stuff in the bookstore. It too has an apartment which looks for the most part empty until you get over here where you see it from the aisle. There's actually a guy in there. These other apartments on the end, I didn't put a lot of people in. I believe there's 3 people in the apartment here above Cheers. This is my Cheers restaurant. Go around the corner and look at it because that's the big one. Can't see how long it's doing, but great. This is my merchant's row. We'll take a quick look at the back of it. It's not very busy. I didn't make the backlights here show up in these 3 apartments because there's a cavity there where I hid all my wires. And I wasn't too worried about the back. Okay, so we'll go take a look. Hey, the lights came on in that one apartment we didn't get to see. Now you can see what the frosted windows look like. Alright. So we'll take a look at some of the step-by-steps on how this was built. Okay, we're going to move on to our next of the 3 projects we were going to do. Okay, here's the area, the first level in front of the attic door. I built a power plant. Now this is a Walters Cornerstone. I believe it's actually the City Light and Power, as the sign says. I love the sign I found on eBay for it. Kind of look at our, we'll go over the front of the building here first. The little outbuildings here, here, and here. These were a Pike Stuff single engine shed or facility that I cut in half. Take a look at the building here from this end where the coal goes in. Now this building, the main power plant building, I ended up cutting in half. It was probably tall enough it probably would have stuck up somewhere in here. If you ever have seen this kit, it's pretty tall. As well as a smokestack. I cut that down because I think it came way up here like that. There was enough of the smokestack left over that I used that part to help build a water tower. We'll see that in another video. Unfortunately, I'm not real happy with my beacon lights. I will probably have to change those at some time. They were supposed to be white, I would have thought, or flashing blue. That's what I thought I was ordering, but so much for that. There's a lot of nice detail in this building. It's terribly weathered, and I did this because I bought the kit secondhand. It was already assembled, but it had terrible glue marks on it. And I bought it as a challenge to see if I could resurrect it and make it into something pretty cool. And I also got it at a real good price. So we'll kind of zoom in here and look at some of the details between on the back of the power plant. There's a door hidden back in there. Now the neat thing about this power plant is that it holds 12 coal cars. Cars are pushed in the front here, and they kind of sneak out the back here. I had to cut holes in the building underneath the, I'm not sure what that tower is, that's connected to the chimney, and they run down a little shelf here, and the cardboard keeps the door when it opens from whacking it, but it holds exactly 12 coal cars. Now my layout was kind of built for trains, coal trains of 12 cars long. The upper yard holds 12 to a siding, and it was nice because this alleviated 2 tracks out of my yard over here that the coal train used to take up when they were parked there. Now one of the reasons I had put off making the video is I wanted to have the scenery basically done. I wanted to have ballast in, my little gravel road, but I didn't get any of that done. Here my cat Jimmy, he hears me talking and thinks he should be in here because he thinks somebody else would be here. But I didn't get that done because I'm not sure about my trackage here. I've got a real sharp radius here and some kind of funny ones because of this diamond. What I want to do is I want to put a number 6 switch here and 2 diamonds, 1 on each track. Hopefully I can get enough of a curve to ease this up and yet make it look so that it's not completely so sharp. So that was the reason I didn't ballast it. I was thinking that some money would come into the shop, I could be able to hide a little bit and purchase switches and a couple diamonds to get this done, but that didn't happen. So here's our power plant. We'll take a quick look at it once more. Put some roof details that are hidden. Well, not hidden, but they're hard to see, but I know they're back there. Okay, so that was the power plant, and we'll go take a quick look how I put that together. Okay, here's my door, and I thought maybe I'd introduce you to Jimmy since he's making such a rattle that he wants to come into the train room. Come on, Jimmy. Where'd you go, Jim? Well, you gotta say hi to everybody. Say hi, Jimmy. This is the guy that makes all the noise. You gonna say hi, Jim? Look, you're on camera. You're not supposed to run. Jim, say hi. And now he's in here. Yeah, that's better. Now, my last project that I have almost finished was this lift bridge. Been having trouble with the tracks, specifically this one gets out of alignment all the time. In fact, now it's quite a bit higher. I haven't run the trains in a couple days, and you can see how the upper track seems to have bent. However, if you lean on this, I am putting pressure here, you seem to line up pretty nice. What I did do is I filed this because it was rubbing here, and the whole thing twists a little bit when you go to lift it up, and you can see it rubs right there. So I was hoping to stop the twisting, and I reframed the underside of this. Not perfect, but I think I'm going to put one more brace up here on the top, and I'm going to try to do it at such an angle that it pulls this corner down. I'm also thinking that if I put one of those, not a deadbolt, but one of them latches that goes over and a little block of wood for it to sit on, that'll help push this down. That might help. The other thing I'm going to do is try to pull this track up tomorrow, and I'm going to sand this piece down to give it a little bit of a ramp down. I don't want to do it too much, but it might make the difference. So that's my layout update. I'll take another quick look at our power plant. It's a great place to hide coal cars. Still have a lot of work to do in scenery, and the board back here in the back that holds the upper shelf that needs to be painted blue. Now, in one of my other videos, someone asked me, what if I need to get to the other side of the door? Well, that would be a good question. Actually, both shelves are removable. Not much else has changed on the layout. I did manage to get a bit of running in. Well, I don't know what we'll get done for the next layout update. Things are probably going to slow down. For those of you who are watching the Facebook page, you will notice that the factory that my wife worked for, Berry Plastics, is closing the Dunkirk branch. And that means at the time we were given a 90-day notice, and that means that she'll be out of work in about a month, which is not good. She worked there for 13 and a half years, and I had worked there for 8 years, almost 9, before I got laid off. And I didn't go back because working in my computer shop was more fun. A lot less money, but less stress, and definitely more fun. So, what What that means is you may see a slowdown in building projects. Now, a lot of these kits I had stocked up. I have a couple left in the pile to build, but money will probably be tight for us. So my layout updates may include little things like working on track, maybe I'll get some scenery done, or actually start weathering some of my locomotives. So I apologize in advance for those of you who are looking forward to my layout updates, but we're throwing a curveball here. But as I have come to learn and trust in God, He has never let us get ourselves into a situation that we can't readily get out of, or that He can't get us out of. Now, that being said, we also don't go looking for trouble. So if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments, or any suggestions on any of the work. Things like, hey, those beacon lights on your smokestack over there, they stink. And I'd understand. Criticism is welcome. Also like to hear good things about the layout. I have a few more things planned. So, until next time, thanks a lot for reviewing.